Hey everyone, welcome to the Crypto ZX channel. If you're new, do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. But now let's get right in today's topic, which is regarding Ethereum Classic. If we're looking across the market, you guys can see over the last 24 hours, we're seeing some mild red across the board because we did see a little bit of a retracement in the price of Bitcoin. But as I've mentioned, we are going to be talking about Ethereum Classic. And if we're looking at Ethereum Classic, it is up right now. So that is definitely a positive thing to take away from this. So let's get right into it. If we're looking at the price of Ethereum Classic right now, it is currently trading at $21.92. It's up 3.4% in the last 24 hours in USD comparative. It's also up 3.7% in Bitcoin comparative over the last 24 hours. Any altcoin right now that is outperforming Bitcoin is quite impressive, and should have a lot of eyes on it. So right now we are seeing Ethereum Classic definitely outperforming Bitcoin. And looking at the market cap is approaching that $3.1 billion, and the 24-hour trading volume is currently sitting at almost half a billion dollars. And if we go and look at its all-time high was last bull cycle on May 6, 2021, which was at $161 per ETC. Yes, you've heard that correct. And fast forward, a year and a half later, we are currently sitting at $21.84 for Ethereum Classic. But now we're going to get a little bit more into the analysis and see what's happening with the price of Ethereum Classic and where it could be going in the immediate short term. As always, just a quick disclaimer for everyone that anything on this channel is not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence and research when you are investing in cryptocurrency. So if we're looking at Ethereum Classic's price right now, like I said, $21.90. Before we get into it, I just want to go back to back down memory lane, so you guys can see. In the previous bull cycle, if you guys were not around here, I know there's a lot of new people coming into the markets right now. In the previous bull cycle for Ethereum Classic, the high was at $44.80. And keeping this in mind, fast forward to 2023 April, you guys can see we are almost half at the previous. The one before the 2021 bull cycle. So anyways, now for examining the closer time frame, we're going to discuss what's happening, and I got to share something very interesting with you guys that is quite bullish for the price of ETC. And Ethereum Classic could have a massive breakout towards the upside if this were to happen. So pay attention to what I'm saying. So if we're looking at the price of Ethereum Classic, as I've mentioned, $21.91, and pay attention to this zone right here. So the zone between this $13.28 and the $25 mark. So basically, since May of last year, mainly we've been trading within this range. Yes, we did have a move back last summer, but that was clearly a rejection. Obviously, the FTX collapse happened and then really took us back below this level of support, which is playing as a level of resistance right now, which is that $25 mark. And you guys can see we are, within this range still. But keeping that in mind, this time around, this year alone, you guys can see the price of ETC try to break out of this level of resistance 3 different times, and you cannot make this up. So 1 time here, 2 times, and 3 times, and all these 3 times it was a rejection. So that shows that the price and the bears had more of the momentum. But look at this buying pressure also. This buying pressure is so high even compared to the previous summer. The buying pressure is way higher from what we're seeing right now. And obviously, compared to the beginning of the year, it's kind of decreased. But nonetheless, if we're comparing it to last summer, it is still high. And, what I'm expecting is that Ethereum Classic could have a massive run towards the upside, especially if it breaks out of this level of resistance at $25. It's a huge level of resistance. So don't get me wrong. You guys can see, could date this back. We always have, a hard time breaking out of this range, but this time around could be different because obviously Bitcoin is seeing a massive stride towards the upside. The momentum on Bitcoin side is extremely bullish, guys. And obviously, Bitcoin is seeing a little bit of a retracement right now along with Bitcoin dominance also. So both are pulling down right now. But what we want to see happen is Bitcoin find like a place where it's going to start trading sideways. Less volatility, the better. But even if the price of Bitcoin were to retrace back down to 28,000 or even back below this range, guys, guys, I'm totally fine with that. Bitcoin needs a little bit of a cool off, but we need to start seeing more sideways momentum happening, which will cause BTC dominance to start decreasing. That is going to cause, a lot of altcoins to really move towards the upside, because Bitcoin investors are going to look elsewhere where they can take their Bitcoin profits and put that. So altcoin season could be very, very near, but Bitcoin still has an insane amount of momentum. Obviously, some people are going to take profits right now. Obviously, manipulation, futures trading, all these factors go into consideration. So we could even see Bitcoin hit 35K, guys. Like, I'm not even kidding. But like I said, even if there was a retracement, totally fine. That honestly could be, a plus point for a lot of altcoins that can explode. And, this altcoin season that a lot of people are anticipating could be very near. And ETC can break out very, very fast. Because, guys, you guys can see last time, we broke out of this was back on November, literally before the FTX collapse. And after that, it was literally down. We never really managed to go out of there. So breaking out of this range would be a new yearly high, and that would cause a lot of momentum on ETC side. And I would not be surprised ETC going up to that $30 range and even possibly retesting that $44 mark. Yes, you've heard that correct. Altcoin season is coming, guys. And obviously that is the zone that I have my eyes on, that $44 mark. After that, that's where, that fun really does begin. But you still have a lot of time, especially if you're an ETC holder. I have all my eyes on right now for the immediate short term. The next target, if you were to ask me, is at the $25 mark. Really, really decisive zone, massive level of resistance. And this resistance also dates back to the previous bull cycle, like the one before the one that we just came through, so the 2017 one. You guys can see this was a major level of support, which is obviously playing as the level of resistance right now for us. So these are some factors I do want to keep in mind. But if we break out of this range, guys, would not be surprised if ETC were to make a run towards the upside. And I do believe Ethereum Classic is going to hit a newer all-time high during this bull cycle. Again, this bull cycle is not going to be short. It's going to be a long bull cycle. Historically speaking, should top out somewhere in 2025, and we could see ETC trading at some nice prices, especially if it were to see $167 last bull cycle. And if Ethereum hits closer to 10,000, which a lot of people are anticipating, ETC is going to shock a lot of people. But that is it for today's update on Ethereum Classic. Let me know down below if you guys want to see more Ethereum Classic updates, more price analysis. Let me know in the comment section so I can bring you guys just that. And also let me know your thoughts where you could see the price of ETC going. Love you all. See you tomorrow. It's been Crypto ZX, and peace out.